Hello guys. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're going to be looking at the engine again today, and specifically on the head. Now what we're doing on the head is removing the valves and getting them looking a little bit like this. Sort of clean. I haven't got mega clean because I don't want to do some damage, but I'll get into that a little bit more later. And first we're going to look at removing said valves. Now what I've done is I didn't buy a tool for this because I couldn't afford one, and I started doing it before I could even order one anyway. But so I have built this little bad boy. Yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into this. I'm gonna so I built this little bad boy, right? It's not the greatest of things, but come closer and you'll be able to see. So, okay, so yeah, this is it here. Basically, it's just 3 bits of metal with holes cut in here, which means it can slot onto this one, or this one, I don't know whether you can see it from that one. And then basically I'll cut some other holes and just cut them out, and they just sit over the top of the springs here. Because what we need to do obviously is to compress these springs to get the valves out. Okay, so it's a pretty simple procedure. All you need to do is just put it on here, and then just put these on like that. So these are just the nuts that are originally off of these, like these bearing caps things. So they're just an 11mm nut, and what you need to do just line it up. So yeah, we're just going to make sure that we have clearance of the little valve keepers in there. As you can see there, those little bits right there. So we've just got enough clearance on there. And then what we're going to do is just start walking these down, just keeping them nice and as level as we can. Now with these, you might want to use a clamp to hold these down, or even a clamp on the onto like the valves. Luckily mine so far have sort of just been working their way working their ways out pretty good. So yeah, I'm just going to start doing it then. So as you can see, where these springs compressing, the little keepers are starting to show themselves. Yeah, sick as. So I'm just going to get them exposed as much as possible, and then I'll show you the easiest way that I've found to remove them. So I don't know if you've watched any of my previous videos about with taking the engine apart, but I was using these little magnets, and these have been pretty perfect to get these little keepers out. So you just put it on the end of an extension there, and see, it comes out like that. And then what I've been doing is I've just been keeping them all in a little lubed up bag. So another thing I forgot to mention, what's good about this tool that I've made is that on all the other tools, by the looks of the ones that I've seen, you can only actually do 1 valve at a time, whereas this one I'm able to do 2. So now that the keepers are out of both of the valves, we're just going to start backing these off again. Now the spring is compressed before I took the keepers out, so these are actually got compression under them now when they're just sitting there. So what you've got to bear in mind is that, I don't know if you saw, but there was about a bolt height, maybe half a nut height of exposed thread before I actually even put the nuts on. So when it comes to taking these off, this will actually come past it, so you just want to be a bit careful if you mind with that. But I don't know, you can make something yourself even without welding. I always thought you could do like a bit of threaded bar or use a nut and bolt sort of thing instead. That way you can then actually adjust it off when it comes to taking them off. So you won't have to be like me where I'm going to have to hold this down when it gets to a certain point. There we are. Then wham bam, take that out, remove the springs and the little things. Then what we'll do is I'll just lift the head up, just push the valves out. So these, what side's this? The intake. So yeah, the intakes, as you can imagine, are actually a lot cleaner than than the exhaust ones, as there's no carbon build up on here. Whereas on the intake, the exhaust ones, they're actually caked in it, so they're a bit harder to clean. These ones should be a little bit easier to clean, I'm hoping, which is nice. But yeah, I'm going to put these to one side. I'm not sure if you need to, but I have been keeping them in order, so I don't lose them. because I'm not sure whether they're all the same, but I guess it's good to put stuff back in the same place it came out of. Okay, so now that all the valves are out, I'm going to be removing the valve stem seals, and then it will all be ready to send off to Hack Engineering for them to clean it all up and deck it and whatnot. So, I'm really, I think there's probably a proper tool for taking these in and out, but I'm just going to use some pliers and a bit of brute force just to pull them out, because obviously the new ones are going in, so it doesn't matter if I damage them, and I think if I literally just, obviously I know there's a metal sleeve also inside, so I want to be careful with that. I'm going to start just peeling bits off of it. Yeah, let me just clear some of that debris left on it, and then yeah, that's just how to get them out, I guess. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of the rest of these, and then we'll look at cleaning those valves off so they're nice and shiny again, hopefully. Now guys, this is my cute little collection of valves. As you can see, a lot of them are already clean. The ones at the back are the exhaust valves, and the ones at the front are the intake. I have numbered them up, so I can remember which ones go where, and done then the little A and E so I know which ones are what. Now, the exhaust cams took quite a bit more cleaning than the inlet ones, because they were a lot more coated. So as you can see, this right here is an inlet one, which is cleaned up really nice, and then the exhaust ones, they're still a little bit dirty, but I'm okay with how they are now. So the way I was doing the exhaust ones was putting them in oven cleaner, which you can see I have here in a little tray. Sorry, I'm holding the light and the camera at the same time. Let's see if I can put this down. Okay, so yeah, that's them in the oven cleaner. Not them. I've just put the springs and that in the oven cleaner because it actually helps clean them up really well, like the oil off. I'm only leaving them in there for a little while, sort of like 5 minutes, because I don't want it to do any unnecessary damage to the metal. Not that it will, well, I'm not sure, but I just thought I'd be careful not put in there. But yeah, I left the exhaust valves in there, and then what I did was run over them with a wire wheel and a drill. But it turns out with the inlet ones, I can literally just do that. I can just run over them with a wire wheel. So what I'll do is, well, I'll show you what I was doing with them. Going back to the oven cleaner, this is the one I use, Oven Pride. You can pick it up from like Tesco's. It's like £3. It's really good as compared to the Mr. Muscle one I used the other day, because they didn't have any of the Home Pride, which was it was pretty bad. So I won't be buying that one again. So as I'm here now anyway, I'll quickly run over with the springs. I'm going to leave them there, give them a little jiggle about, and then what I do is I put them in here, turn that on, and then just give them a quick little wash off, and they come up really nicely. For instance, that's what they come up. They're back to sort of metal again, really. And then what I do is just coat them in WD-40 and then put them back here where they should be going. So let's just have a look at doing the wire wheel thing then. So all I'm going to do then is just get one of my bad looking valves, put it in this vise just to hold it. As you can see, I've put tissue either side just to help prevent any sort of scratches or any unnecessary marks on it. And then what I'm going to do is just get the wire wheel and go over it. So obviously I've got my head sitting here. This is being sent off and cleaned, so I'm not going to worry about any bits of crap flying around or anything. Yeah, and then just gently go over it. So I'm actually holding the drill bit on there really gently because I don't want to start digging into it. And then that's about it. Obviously, as you can see, it's still got a bit of a stain to it, but I'm not overly fussed. And so once I've cleaned it up, what I'm going to do is I'll just coat them in WD-40, and then I just wipe them off with the cloth, and then I'll put them back where they came from, with the spring as well. Okay guys, so I've done something that's actually helped quite a bit. So I've started, what I've done is I'll use the wire wheel to clean off all the carbon deposits, so it's looking like that. Well, that's what it looks like, and then after I've wire wheeled it, it looks more like that, as you saw earlier. And then what I've been doing is just leaving it in the oven cleaner for a little bit, and then just going over it with one of these like Scotch-Brite things and the warm water from here and clean it up. And it comes out pretty nice now, so it gets rid of all the staining, so it looks almost new. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that to the rest of them now. It's obviously quite a long process, but it's worth it in the end.